Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're diving into something, well, it sounds straightforward, the just energy transition, or JGT. But it's way bigger than just solar panels and wind turbines, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Our sources show it's really about building a fairer, more inclusive society. And there's this critical piece, kind of the secret sauce maybe, digital public infrastructure, DPI. So our mission here is to unpack that. How does DPI act like this digital backbone, making sure the shift to green energy actually connects people to real opportunities, without leaving folks behind?
Exactly. It's easy to focus just on the energy tech, the megawatts. But the real success, I think, of a just energy transition, it really hinges on weaving together economic opportunity and climate resilience. And what's fascinating, and what the research points to, is how DPI can take these big, lofty policy ideas and actually make them work on the ground for real people in surprising ways sometimes.
Okay, so let's pull back the curtain then. Digital public infrastructure.
Yeah.
For anyone thinking, oh, just more tech jargon, what makes DPI so critical here? What's its unique power in this whole JHE context?
Right. Well, think of DPI less as a single technology and more like a set of shared digital roads or rails. They're open, they talk to each other. That's the interoperable part, and they're built around the citizen, not, some corporate silo.
Okay.
They're essentially public goods. And this lets governments and their partners deliver services much more precisely. Our sources really flag this issue. Billions get poured into climate action globally.
Yeah, you hear the numbers.
But a lot of it just doesn't reach the intended people or projects. Systems are fragmented, opaque. DPI is about plugging those leaky pipes, as you said earlier. It's about ensuring climate finance actually lands where it's supposed to.
Plugging the leaky pipes. I like that.
Yeah, and it brings transparency, helps distribute opportunities more fairly, and it creates this reliable way to match, say, skills training with actual green jobs out there.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's not just one thing. You mentioned it's like a structure. What are the actual building blocks? What are these core pillars holding it all up?
Yeah, that's a really crucial point. It's definitely not monolithic. Think of it maybe as having 4 central pillars. First up, the digital identity system.
Right, identity.
This is absolutely foundational. Every single person who might benefit, like a young trainee learning solar installation way out in Limpopo, or maybe a battery technician in the Eastern Cape, they need a way to be uniquely and reliably identified in the system.
So it's more than just a name and number.
Much more. It's about creating a trusted digital link. So benefits, training certificates, job offers, they're all securely tied to that one individual. And you can track that journey over time, see what works.
Got it. Pillar 1, identity. What's next?
Pillar 2 is a solid payments infrastructure. Think about getting money out quickly and reliably. Training stipends, maybe small payments for gig work on a green project, or even incentives for things like carbon farming.
Yeah, getting money to people efficiently is always a challenge.
Exactly. And this needs to happen in real time, securely, and reach everyone, including people who don't have traditional bank accounts, right? So these systems have to be interoperable. They need to work with mobile money wallets, even basic ones, maybe the Post Bank or formal banks. It connects the banked and the unbanked.
Okay, identity, payments. Pillar 3.
Pillar 3 is the data exchange infrastructure. This is sort of the digital plumbing that lets different systems talk to each other safely and securely, using things called APIs, application programming interfaces, and shared data standards.
So different organizations can actually work together digitally.
Precisely. Training providers, employers, funders, government agencies, they can share necessary information smoothly. So like a digital certificate from a college course, a potential employer can instantly verify it. Or it could automatically link someone to a government job subsidy. It cuts out huge amounts of paperwork and waiting time.
That sounds much more efficient. And the last pillar.
And finally, number 4, bringing it all together for the user, the application layer. This is the part you actually see and interact with. Job matching websites, online learning platforms, maybe dashboards showing community energy savings.
So the apps and websites.
Yeah. These tools take all that back-end infrastructure, the identity, payments, data exchange, and turn it into something people can actually use, something actionable that empowers them.
That really paints a clear picture of the mechanics. Okay, let's make it even more real. Imagine, like you said, a young person, maybe in a township or a rural spot. They hear about green jobs, but it feels distant. How does DPI change their actual journey?
Okay, yeah, let's walk through it. So their journey likely starts not with some complicated application form, but maybe with targeted awareness. A simple message on their phone, maybe in their local language, telling them about training for solar installation nearby, or opportunities in waste recycling, reaching them where they are.
Right, meeting them where they are.
Then comes enrollment and identity verification. Here's where their national ID, or maybe a secure digital version, acts like their key. They apply for training, the DPI system checks eligibility automatically, perhaps links them straight to funding. It really breaks down those old barriers, geography, bureaucracy that kept so many people out.
Democratizing access, you could say?
Absolutely. Next is the training delivery. It might be online through platforms designed to work even if internet is slow. Low bandwidth is a reality, right? Once they finish, they get a digital certificate, instantly stored, instantly verifiable on the DPI platform. Not just a paper cert, but a trusted, portable credential.
Okay, so they've got the skills, the credential, then what?
Then comes job placement, and this is where it gets smarter. AI-driven systems can use their verified profile and new skills to match them with relevant jobs, maybe internships, or even support for starting a small green business. Employers can verify credentials instantly. Hiring becomes faster, more confident.
Much faster.
And it doesn't stop there. The system can keep tracking their journey, send nudges about upskilling courses, reminders for new opportunities, provide ongoing support. It's about building a career path. Not just landing one job. It fosters lifelong learning in this new green economy.
That's a really profound shift from the old way of doing things. So zooming out again, what does this capability mean for job creation overall at scale? That journey sounds transformative for one person, but what about the big picture?
Well, the potential scale is huge. You look at estimates like from IRENA, the International Renewable Energy Agency. They reckon Africa alone could see over 4 million renewable energy jobs by 2030.
4 million, wow.
It's a massive number. And DPI isn't just helpful here, it's pretty much essential to connect people to that boom. It helps ensure the benefits spread wide-reaching young people, women, communities that often get bypassed during big economic shifts.
So it helps with the just part of JT.
Exactly. It boosts efficiency by closing that gap between skills being taught and jobs actually needing those skills. And crucially for policymakers, it gives them real-time data, what's working, what's not, so they can adjust programs on the fly. We're talking all kinds of jobs. Solar installer, sure, but also battery technicians, energy auditors, people verifying carbon credits, climate data analysts. It's a whole ecosystem.
That potential is incredible. Now, you mentioned South Africa earlier. It feels like a really interesting case study with both big ambitions and big challenges, right?
South Africa is definitely uniquely positioned. Yeah, they have the Just Energy Transition Investment Plan, the JETIP, which is ambitious.
Yeah.
But they also face this incredibly high youth unemployment, so the need is urgent and there are resources potentially available.
So the opportunity is there.
The opportunity is huge. The key is knitting together what already exists digitally. Think about platforms like sayyouth.mobi, which connects youth to opportunities, or Nemisa for digital skills training, even private tools like Acalytica for AI learning. If you could integrate these using a common DPI framework, you'd build that seamless green skills pipeline we talked about.
But that integration is the tricky part.
That integration is definitely a challenge. It's not just technical. Our sources suggest it's a big test of political will, getting different government departments and agencies to truly collaborate, which, frankly, has been a hurdle for the JTIP so far. But the foundations are there. Using existing digital IDs, leveraging payment channels like the Postbank, which serves many unbanked people, or the SASA grant systems that could ensure stipends get paid reliably, building essential trust.
Right. Trust is key for engagement. So looking ahead then, for any country wanting to really leverage DPI for a just energy transition, what are the must-dos for policymakers? What actions absolutely need to happen?
Okay, several things stand out. First, they need to embed DPI thinking that open, interoperable, citizen-first approach right into the design of all green economy programs and funding. Make it foundational, not an add-on.
Get it in from the start.
Exactly. Second, actively mandate open data standards and interoperability. This prevents getting locked into one company's closed system and ensures different parts can actually talk to each other. It's vital for that collaboration piece.
Makes sense.
What else? Third, serious investment in connectivity, especially that last mile. Getting reliable internet to rural and peri-urban areas, because that's where a lot of these green jobs, particularly in renewables and agriculture, might actually be located.
Can't do digital without access.
Precisely. And finally, maybe think about creating a national green skills passport. like a comprehensive digital record for each person, tracking their green training, jobs, skills upgrades throughout their career. It provides a clear pathway for individuals and valuable data for the whole sector.
This really has unpacked things. It's clear DPI isn't just about making things run smoother. It's fundamentally about fairness, about equity. It seems like the bedrock for making the just energy transition actually inclusive and transparent.
I think that's exactly right. Without that kind of digital public infrastructure, green jobs could just end up being a nice idea, a buzzword, but with it, they become a tangible reality, a life-changing opportunity connecting millions directly to a more sustainable future.
So maybe the final thought for you, our listener, is this. As the world pushes towards net zero, how could your own country, maybe even your community, start using digital public infrastructure, not just to manage the energy shift, but to really lead the jobs transition that has to go hand in hand with it? Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Lots to think about there.